Well, hello everyone. Saturday night. I'm your reporter. Not really your reporter. I'm your host, Crabby Cal. You may wonder, why am we starting this video off with Bob Dylan? Actually, I didn't want to put Bob Dylan in here, but I wanted to make this point. I've had a little bit of pushback for some of the stuff that I've put up on this channel, and it's pretty much, it's kind of affected me. So I wanted to do what I call a PG type video here. This one I didn't want to put the whole Bob Dylan song on because it's got a couple questionable lines in it and it might not be suitable. So I wanted to just let you know, tonight it's still, I'm the drink of the week, but as you can see, and you may not be able to tell easily, that the drinks up front that I'll be sipping on this evening are non-alcoholic. I'm going with a couple of fruit punches. I got a single shot and a double shot. It's going to be kind of hard for me to keep everything at PG or less. I noticed this evening we had one of my son's friends over, not this evening but all day, and when I was setting up for this video, he was, my son's 8, he's 11, and he was saying, well, I want to subscribe to your channel, I want to watch your videos, and I thought about it. I said to myself, well, these are kind of adult videos because the drink of the week and etc., it's got some alcohol in it, so I wanted to clean this one up, get at least something out there and see if it works at all on a with the non-alcoholic beverages. So hopefully this won't affect my ability to convey my thoughts, but I'm gonna go. You can see me up there. I've got a few changes have been made. I'm rocking the Report of the Week T-shirt, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Cotton, and it's soft. Like I mentioned the other night, I'd washed it, bleached it. It was ready for use, and I it's only a matter of time till this thing gets worn out. And I wanted to put a shout out to the Report of the Week as well, and let him know that, without him and without me seeing what he did and him being himself, I would never do this stuff. It's like, and of course I've always got to give a shout out to my favorite niece. I don't want to mention her name. Initials are KG. And KD. Oh goodness. Anyways, she knows who she is. My sister knows who she is, and she's kind of the one that wants me to push back on drink of the week. But everybody drinks. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. So I just want to come back and say, okay, I'm still your host, Drink of the Week. My real name is Crabby Cal, but like I said, this is a non-alcoholic version. Tonight, it's featuring a few songs by the Smithereens. Not the Smiths. It's called the Smithereens. I also noticed that when my son's friend was over, he enjoyed the videos of the Smithereens, or the songs, and keeping in that vein of going PG all the way. I think these kind of songs are going to appeal to the younger group. So other things involved in this one, you start listening to the critics and I don't have many critics. I don't have many people that are really watching this yet, and pretty much I don't really want to call her my critic, but my sister also mentioned that my videos, when they're running into the 20 plus minute long, are a little bit too much. So I guess I'm going to try to end this one up with around 16 minutes or so. I wrote down the lengths of the like 4 Smithereens songs, so far, and they're all around 4 minutes each, so hopefully 16, 17 minutes won't bother anybody. And if I get to the point where I'm running past the last song, that's, I'm going to have to end it abruptly. What I do like, though, and one of the things I noticed with Report of the Week, I mean, he puts out some long videos, and I like them. I like to put them on, just like he says. He says, put the sound in the background and listen to me. If it does you any good, fine. If it does, whatever. Mine, I've got the little music going on in the background. You can see me up there. I always like to talk about maybe one bullet point for the evening, but if I can get into something longer and not offend too many people, then you might notice some longer videos. You may not want to stick with them. So you might, when you see the ones that are like 15, 16, 17 minutes, those are going to be the shorter ones. Obviously the ones that are going to run over 20 minutes and maybe a lot longer, if I got enough to talk about, those are going to be things for, maybe background. I do enjoy, the Report of the Week and Review Bra and all his stuff, but the Review Bra stuff, it's like, it's awesome. Obviously, that's where he got his start, reviewing food and fast food and the good stuff. The good stuff, the bad, and everything. But those are nice, but the longer stuff I can just put on when I'm trying to relax in the evening and just kind of listen, and it's nice. It's good stuff. So I'm not necessarily going to depart from that idea too. Hopefully he won't seem to. Hopefully, if he does see any of my stuff, and he won't become offended. Hopefully he'll know that if I've taken some of his things and ideas and incorporated them into my own, obviously that stuff is only being done because of admiration, and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, etc. So not trying to imitate him exactly, but some of his stuff is just too much. I try to, I see some things and it blows me away. So, and they're not all like blown away kind of things, but some of them are, like I said, the longer videos. It's just good stuff. He's talking about things that are important to him, and if it's good for him, it might be good for somebody else. Same thing here. Mentioned my son and his 11-year-old friend. Looks like they're very interested in this kind of stuff. They want to get involved. So I'm thinking there's probably going to be doing another video next Saturday that's going to concentrate or have at least the one core idea of the many things counting idea, where we're going to, the kids, the boys are going to, help me try to decide how many items we've got in this condo. Like I mentioned in my episode 4 and episode 3, we're looking at maybe 200,000 as our goal, and for condos, 300,000 items inside of an average home. If you need background on that, you go to episode 3 and 4. Those aren't PG, really. I didn't do any swearing that I know of. I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum no matter what kind of video, but there was some moderate drinking, and you know, just small swigs by my representation out there. You know. Now tonight also, I'm not really, don't think I've got enough time. I'm already at the 10-minute mark, so covered the many things. I've covered the fact that I'm featuring the Smithereens and Report of the Week in this video, and that this is one of the PG type versions of the video. The other thing is, I wanted to mention that I mentioned that I was going to try to clean up the beard and get some of the gray out, but I didn't get a chance. It's been pretty hectic. It's only been a day since I published a couple of other videos, so I didn't really get a chance to work on that. Maybe I don't even know if I should really try to get rid of that gray. It's really... I was watching the videos myself the other night, and the gray didn't really show. It looked more brown, but so I'm not sure if it needs to be taken care of or not. Maybe I can get away without coloring it. But anyways, don't want to waste a lot of time talking about that, obviously. I did want to get into a little something. I've got my favorite cow is up there, and it's a milk cow. It's giving me a little assistance. It's giving me the pointing the headset up there and giving me some extra light. That forehead, it's got the light on me to, light me up. He's doing a nice job for us this evening. I want to make sure that I give him a shout out, or her rather. It's a milk cow. There goes my son. He's involved somehow.
Hi. Hi. Just say hi.
Anyways, the little bit of an underlying current relating to the milk cow.
I'm just watching a little bit. I just want to see something.
That I wanted to bring up the idea of the sustainable food, and the fact that when we grow beef cows and such, that we're really utilizing a whole lot more resources than we would utilize if we just tried to change some of our eating habits to go back to eating more vegetables. In other words, we don't have to grow things to feed to cows and pigs and other animals that we're going to eat. Why don't we just try to eat more of the stuff that comes up first time around? You can save a whole lot of water, save a whole lot of resources. Everybody loves beef. I love a steak myself, so I'm not even trying to suggest that we go back to veganism, or not even go back to it, but we try to become vegans or something. But we save a whole lot of good water. Water worries me a little bit too, the aquifers and such. So I don't know. This is really not pointed towards the kids, even though it is PG. So it probably isn't going to be too interesting for them. And again, my diatribe tonight, to me right now, I'm disappointed with it. I'll look it over and see how bad it is. See if it's even, whatever. I did make some modifications to the visuals up there. There's some new items around. I tried to emphasize, the cow, milk cow. Some not vegetables, but there's a nice melon up there and a couple of mangoes. There's always a few fish-like creatures around. And I know there's a lot of overfishing, but it seems like we could, you know, and we do grow a lot of fishes actually in quote-unquote finger quotes captivity, but most of them are coming out of the ocean, but they can be grown. Unfortunately, they must be killed so that we can eat them. But I think it might be a little bit less energy, you know, energy intensive to grow fish. So I could be wrong. On that one, I didn't do much research. I just blurted it out. Let's see what else I was going to bring up. I'm just really happy, you know, that whoever does get a chance to watch this, it means you're still alive, and that's a big thing. They just pulled in here across the street, and a couple of big ambulances took away this guy. He's not in good shape. I bet he's not much older than me, if that, and he was away for quite a while before, and I pretty much thought he had died because they threw away his cane, which I took out of his garbage. I use it as one of my big backup canes. But anyways, I was pretty sure he was gone a while ago, but he reappeared. But now, he reappeared maybe 3 weeks ago. This is across the street from where I live. But unfortunately, a double ambulance situation came in just when my son's friend was leaving, so there was a lot of hubbub over here as they tried to figure out what was going on, until I told them that they don't even have the guy out because the wheel around cart is sitting outside of his doorway, so he's obviously not in there. So stop going by the ambulance and trying to look inside. Anyways, I'm over here at 17 minutes and 22, so I guess I'm going to end it with that. Not the most uplifting Crabby Cal video ever, but hopefully it'll be worth watching at least once. And I wanted to give you the latest update before I get off, and it looks like I've got somewhere between 9 and 11 views on my 4th video, so that's pretty good. I mean, because I think if you look at it twice, it doesn't count. You know, the same person looking at it twice doesn't count as 2 views. So I'm pretty well encouraged by that. I'm not looking for anything great, and as far as using content right now that they say is kind of like restricted, the only thing that I can discern from it via YouTube is that means that if I was actually promoting my videos, they would get the like the smithereens, let's say. If they said that I was using their content, that they would get whatever royalties I would get from my video would go to them, which is fine at this point. I have no problem with that. Same thing with Report of the Weekend. I don't want him to think I'm trying to, you know, whatever, get in on his act, but I'm early stages. It would be unbelievable if you know, there was actually some sort of monetary thing that ever came my way, but at this point, if anything comes my way, you know, it can go to whoever deserves it. So with that, I think I'll end this one, and it took me a long time to set up, so there's an outside chance I may go ahead and try to do another one later this evening. That's all I've got for you, and like I said, good luck, and glad to see, or glad to have the viewers that I do have. And one more shout out to my brother-in-law. I noticed that he subscribed, and he became my 3rd subscriber, so that was it was either my 3rd or 4th, but I noticed he subscribed in the middle of today, so that was nice. Appreciate it, Mr. Mr. P. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.